It's day 3 and we're going to pick up a little bit of camp. I'm not going to pack up the whole fly. We'll just take Hoani's little fly that he's got for his hammock and these ground sheets, Chuck's sleeping bag and some food. It'll do. Backpack overnight. We'll just camp wherever we end up. Okay, well, day 3. It's just gone on 6 o'clock and I've marched down from camp to this junction and I'm going to quickly sneak back across to where I got to last night, and then that's where my hunting will start. The wind is... the thermals are sinking. But the prevailing wind is supposed to be coming from the north-northeast, which means this should be okay direction to hunt. But it's pretty light, so I think the thermals might counteract that breeze. We'll see how we go. And Hoani has cut upstream, but with the plan to go further up the side creek that he was glassing into when he shot that pig. Last night I came across where those little 2 bunga trees are. Well, in between those 2 bunga trees, behind that little dirt clearing, that's where I was coming through, and that stag spooked from just to the right of that dirt clearing, in amongst all those bungas, and it ran around the rim of this little swampy patch here along this game trail that's just below me. Came running up, jumped over here to the right of this bunga tree, just here, and was gone. I just had a pig come right there. I just put the camera away, heard noise, and this pig is about 5 metres away right there. It heard me trying to get the camera out, and it's just startled and moved off, but I'm just going to stay here. Just another small eater, little black pig. I just checked the wind's coming this way. Righto, so we're just trekking through the bush on the next day. I went left and Jamie went right with his bow, and he's just been up in that tree. Can you see him? Look at the camera, let's see if I can zoom in. There he is right there, just there. So he's been sitting up there trying to look for some animals that he saw last night. He saw a sambar in here yesterday, and he's been up there since about 5:30 AM. Just waiting patiently in the tree with his bow. He said he saw a couple of pigs, but he's after a sambar, so I'll go up and say hey, and then I might keep on trekking around. So there's an arrow.
Yeah, that's it. I'm just shooting at a little bit of a dip just in front of the arrow, probably half, maybe 6 inches, so that just goes to show the difference in the drop, eh? It's shot about, I'm shooting for 50 metres, and it probably went, if I was shooting for 45 metres, so it went about 6 inches high, which is, I should have allowed for 5 metres less.
He's just testing out his bow, seeing if it's on target or not.
is a little bit weird. This is a fast forward to then rewind. So earlier today I cut away from Hoani and the dog and climbed up here into this bridge with all this clover, and I took just up here, and that's where I spooked the 3 or 4 deer. And so I've just come up here now with the camera and the dog. The deer crashed off, but I just wanted to come up and check it out with the dog and get high and let that wind come up, and then work my way back down onto camp, because camp's just below us. Yeah, so much food up here. No wonder they eat bed. They don't even have to move, they just need to go down to get water, that's it. And the thing about that deer bed, notice that it's got a solid background to it, so it's got its back protected. It's got shade if it wants to come into shade, and it can sit in the sun if it wants to be in the sun. And it's basically on a game trail, or following a game trail, so they can just pop off the game trail, bed down, total cover, you'd never see them. Yeah, right. Right, we've just cut up through this garbage. And as soon as we get up into the native, just sign. I mean, it's quite clear these animals prefer the native bush, especially under these pungas. There's actually quite a barren, or much more bare understory. When these pungas block out a lot of that light, I was up here about an hour and a half ago, just slowly sneaking my way up, just checking it out, and I spooked about 3 or 4 deer off to my right in this native. The wind wasn't quite right, so now we're going to drop down to an edge of a lookout point where we can get a great vantage across some good country. Just offers a lot of variety. Won't be any good for the bow, but be great to get hopper a deer. So look, here's these game trails, just a network of them. Blackberry, mate. Blackberry. We're going to drop down. Big stag mark. Coming towards me. What's this? Bugs have been breaking it down. Holy shit. Oh, Eureka. This is perfect, mate. It's a way more options in that tree over there. That's right. You probably can't quite see it, but there's a wallow straight down there behind that really brown looking tree. Yeah. Where the fern is, between that there's a ruck pad. Okay, so there's a ruck pad and a wallow there. And if you look under those trees with the binos, there's another ruck pad and a bedding area there. And then you've got all these feed faces way over there. Yeah, right. So you've got a big game trail straight down in front of us. I can actually shoot that with the bow. Yeah, so if you look at any one of these little guts that spills down off these spurs, you'll see game trails, especially over there. And then in there's that little swampy gut. There's quite a bit of big You know, we don't get meal mates in Australia, eh?
Really?
No. These are the best crackers that you can get, and I don't know why Australia doesn't have them. Shame on you, Australia. They're good, man. These are my favourite. Add them with cheese.
Cheese and marmite.
Yeah, or cheese and tomato.
Yeah, it's a classic, but the New Zealand classics, cheese and marmite. We're on the meal mates. Not the old Vegemite.
So, we've set up a makeshift camp, and we've had to do it out of the natural debris, but we've spread out where we've taken it from, and a whole lot of sticks that are dead full sticks. So, we've got our camp set up perfectly, overseeing a big open alluvial terrace, and we've got these pumice spaces with spurs that spill down into the flats. Well, after all that, been glassing his face, seen a deer move out across that, below that pumice face. I was trying to get Hoani's attention and his dog started barking at me. So then the deer spooked and has gone up into that gully now. It walked right across from under there, all the way across, along that game trail. Big Sambar stag. Get her off me. Down onto this wallow, a rut pad. It's 50 metres to the wallow. It's 55 metres to the rut pad. And it's 60 metres as far as I can see the game trail going under the trees. It's just taking a long time for that end of the day to come. 5 o'clock, there's still 3 hours and there's plenty of sun left. Look how much sun there is. Baked in it out there. Don't think anything's going to move around just yet. I'm purposefully sitting off this wallow and rut pad, hoping that something comes through. Wallows, goes and has a little bit of a dance around on the rut pad, and then moseys on, but I suspect it'll happen in reverse order. I think the animals will come down off the top through the open, which is where Hoani will get a shot, and then they'll make their way down towards the wallow and dance in the wallow, but that will be around last light or maybe after dark. They won't start in the wallow, although it's warm enough to warrant going and paying a visit to the wallow. I swear I'm not going crazy. I can hear the odd stick break over here. I'm not sure if it's on my spur, which I'm on, or if it's down in the creek. It sounds like it's on my spur. There is a lot of game trails that spill down, and they kind of just like all spill off either side of the spur, go down onto the flats. behind me over here. Oh, my heart's absolutely racing. Climbed up onto the top. I'm still on my bare feet, which is very stupid. We don't have snakes over here, but getting lots of prickles and thistles in them, so trying to stick to these game trails. The wind's quite hard to predict. Down there it was coming this way. Up here it feels like it's coming this way. You can see this is the top of the ridge. Camp's behind me. Where I got onto that stag last night's down there. Where I saw that pig this morning's down there. This is a little bit weird. This is a fast forward to then rewind. Smell way that'll be this morning. Here's where they'll bedded here. There was definitely a few of them. Where's your shoulder, mate? There you go. Just think going across the bottom of the clearing. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. See them pop out here, mate. Bottom of the clearing. Just wait. Just wait. Stop it. Going out of sight. Make sure your scope's not dialed up too much. There it is. In the big yellow clearing, sort of bottom right. Behind it. It's coming down. Just wait. You tell me when. No, I can't see it, mate. Still with a minute. Just hold on, just stop. I want a glass. Where is that? Right there. Hold on, I need to be able to tell me where. Just there, little clearing, mate. Right there, can I shoot it? Okay. Take your time. Take your time. Pretty sure that's it. Take your time. You see, just there. Take your time. Make sure you got a good rest of line and make sure you use this hand against here. Let's reset.
Hold there for a sec.
They definitely came down last minute. It was 2 hinds, wasn't it? Oh, there it is, Hoani. There it is, off to the left. Off to the left, can you see it off to the left?
Sorry, mate.
Straight down there, mate, there.
Oh, yeah.
Hold on, just wait. Take your time, Hoani, take your time. Don't rush it. Oh, it's moved off. That's okay. Shh. There's one here, there's one right there, there's one right there. Shh. Quiet.
Got it, mate. No, just stay there. I can get some more. You too.
Get ready again, Hoani.
Yeah, there it is.
Just take your time. Take your time. Just take your time. They're over here now. Take your time. Just be careful, you've got a loaded gun.
I got his back, eh?
There. Where?
I got over there somewhere.
They're running up the game trail. Don't shoot at them on the run. Okay, there they are on the game trail. Don't shoot at them on the run. There's one right there. It's waiting for you. No, don't shoot. No, you got to take it when they're standing still.
There's 3 of them, though.
Yeah, I know, that's fine.
That's why.
There it is there. There's one there.
Where is it?
To the right of that tree, it's moving on the left.
Oh, yeah. Is that the white downer?
No, it's not white. It's moving from right to left. I can't see it now, but it's going to run up through that game trail, the same one. They'll always use the game trails, okay?
That'll be it. That's why. There was 3 of them.
How crazy is it that they do typically just come to life right on last line?
You called it, though. You're like notorious for the last light. And sure enough, 5 Sambar. We've been waiting in that spot for 5-6 hours. Jamie's been doing 7 hours. Because I had a week kip before, so...
Yeah, they all came out, eh? Just crazy. 2 came out at the beginning. I'm pretty sure they were 2 hinds. I couldn't see it. A stag in that first group. And then this one here was 2 hinds and a yearling, and I think you may have shot the yearling. Oh, no, sorry. That yearling, no, you didn't shoot the yearling, you shot a hind, because the other yearling ran off with that hind. Rightio folks, thanks for watching day 3. Tomorrow we've got to put our backpacks on, drop straight down these steep faces into the creek and put Maui onto the blood trail. I've got those shoes on still, and there's so much blackberry. No good, and gorse.
No, Maui, you're staying out there tonight. Go and crawl under a fern.
Unlucky boy, unlucky. So yeah, stay tuned for tomorrow. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you then.